So we're spectating the rank 1 Magneto. Now this one's quite a good one for me because I am a Magneto main and I'd like to see how they take advantage of having the team up. But not only that, the buff of the double bubbles now that we can use with Magneto. So straight up, we're using the team up straight away, get that damage output to the enemy team. He's missed quite a few shots though, so I'm going to criticize quite heavily because I like to play Magneto a lot. Now the good thing with Mag is, if you didn't know, a small tiny tip: if you're missing your shots with Magneto primary fire, shoot the ground in front of the enemies instead of actually shooting the enemies. It's got a small radius of splash damage that will still get you the hit of damage that you need, right? So if you are struggling like this Magneto's doing, so we do get taken out, but the enemy team has pushed quite a fair bit forward since us dying and then coming back to the objective. Again, so we've got the team up here, sorry. And as you can see, we're kind of just poking damage down range. And we're blocking the damage with our shield here, but we've managed to come up against the enemy mag. And the important thing is, when you're landing these secondary shots, you want to make sure you've allowed it to charge most of the way, or at least full actually, because you get that pushback effect, and that's what allows you to make space with Magneto. So there's a lot here. We managed to block an ultimate. I believe we blocked the enemy mag ultimate with our shield wall whilst we're in the air. We bubbled ourselves there, but we should obviously be making use of bubbling our teammates, which we have done because we kind of spammed that out at some point. But the enemy team are doing a really good job of pinning us back right now. Again, we're waiting for the enemy team to push through here. We're not doing too much, just waiting. Again, just poking out damage down range, which is absolutely fine. We are marked by the Phoenix, so we do need to just keep that in mind now. And again, poking damage down range with the team up. And you want to make sure you're using the team up and then reloading in between using the team up, because that's going to allow you to not have to wait for a reload when you come out the animation, because you can actually reload whilst you're firing the team up, which is quite good. So it means you've constantly got a lot more uptime now with Magneto. And he should be throwing at the secondary fire. As you can see, he hits the Punisher, tries to team up the ultimate there, but we do get a pick nonetheless with our Namor, and we get our primary secondary fire combo on the Punisher there because he was soloed out. Another enemy kind of by themselves here. Groot's pushing up front and center. We've got two really strong tanks in our team. Magneto's really good right now, obviously because of the team ups and the buffs, and also Groot is really strong as well. Again, throwing that team up out there when it comes to the damage. We've not really got any picks from it though, so that's something that you might want to keep in mind. It seems to be like an opener that he's using it for. He's bubbled his teammate a bit too early actually, but he managed to block some of the ultimate again with the shield wall. Punisher is right here now. We are struggling to hold this enemy team back, to be honest. They are doing a really good job of kind of pushing through pretty much our defenses at this point. I don't know, maybe if Groot maybe needs to make a bit of a switch here, but it seems like they're doing a really good job together. So I'm a bit unsure kind of what we're lacking at this point. Throw the team up out there, throw in a secondary fire, but we hit the mag with it, so it doesn't really do anything whilst he was bubbled the whole entire time. You want to kind of aim for the kind of bigger heroes when you're throwing out your secondary fire, because it knocks back tanks, right? And that's kind of how you're going to create most of your space, unless you can really focus your fire to the enemy team's backline and snipe someone in the backline with your secondary fire. That is extremely useful. Again, using that secondary fire to push the enemy team back, but also you want to make use of Magneto's melee attack, especially because you're frontline pretty much 90% of the time. If you're coming up against Doctor Stranges or other mags, make sure you're using your melee attack, man. That's the only way you're going to get through those shields without having to just keep bursting down their shields all the time and wasting your damage output, because there's no real need to even do it. If I'm on the front line against another Stranger mag, I'm meleeing pretty much all the time. That was a good snipe. Like I'm saying, you want to kind of pick those enemies at the back and just kind of snipe them ones, because you can sometimes get an easy pick on them, right? So we're going to try and block that ult, but we don't manage to do it. Enemy team's doing a really, really good job at pushing us back here. I mean, it's been no time at all, and I'm not really sure who we're looking at. He's popped the ultimate against the Star-Lord, and we managed to get him out. That was A really good ultimate, by the way. The ultimate was actually really good, perfectly timed. We've got our Namor, who's made some insane ultimates, by the way. I don't know how he's getting multiple kills off of his ultimates. I know the team's pushing forward and doing their job, but man. So we've got another tank on our team. We've got a Thor. Again, using the team up once again. It looks like the enemy team are not really making use of a Gambit team up. Well, from what I can see anyway, know where we are now, as you can see here. Gambit team up is just really strong, man. So you kind of almost have to have it. Plus, everyone wants to play Gambit anyway right now. Good picks on the enemy team now. So maybe the Thor's helping that DPS output, which seems like it is the case. We've only got... Well, we've got Gambit and we've got an Invisible Woman. So we only have one DPS, which is Namor. Pushing the mag back will get him out easily here because he's soloed out. Trying to force the backline here, but we could maybe get a pick with the team up. If he focuses the correct character, misses the secondary attack. But we get him out anyway because, again, he tried to push up too far. So bubbling yourself and your teammates seems to be so intuitive. But if you are enjoying this video, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be making tons more Marvel Rivals content. But like I said, having two bubbles is not really that broken, to be honest with you. And the fact that they reduced the HP of the shields is something that's kind of balanced it out, but it just seems to be more intuitive now. We took out the Winter Soldier, which he was going to get wrecked anyway, but like I said, obviously just allows you to be a bit more of a team player as well than having just Magnetos that just bubble themselves constantly and shield themselves constantly, right? It means that you can always have that shield available for a teammate that definitely needs it, and I think Magneto's in a really good spot now, right? Obviously, the team up is kind of making him really, really good. But even minus the team up, Mag's still good, right? Using the team up now, which both of them are doing. And Groot's just walled this guy off like a Fortnite mission. Oh my god. This Mag's not died yet. Crazy ass. I would assume the Magneto would have went down when the walls of Groot went up. I said walls of Groot like it was the walls of Jericho, man. Again, another really good ultimate. Our DPS is really doing his job when it comes to ultimate placement. Like, he's managed to get so many picks off of his ults. It's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. So we're pushing up now. Try to focus the Punisher. See if we can take him out with the secondary fire. Double checking to see if our teammates need peeled on, which is always good to do. As you can see, our teammates do need help now. We have a Hawkeye on the team now, which maybe this Thor would have been a better idea. We've got Mag ult going off, which just absolutely wrecks Punisher. He kind of popped it pretty quick, and that is just so that it doesn't kind of cancel his ult and burst it down. So you kind of want to use that as a tip that I get absolutely wreck the Cloak and Dagger. Is Cloak and Dagger still alive? I thought we actually killed her. But we bursted down that Punisher ultimate and then popped it very fast. Back in the fight now, some of our team had died and we're kind of trying to wait for them to kind of push up with us. So the enemy team managed to wipe some of the team out there when we went down. We've got a Venom on the enemy team now. They're pulling out all the stops here. Using the team up, we've got a Moon Knight ultimate on the enemy team as well. So it's like almost just placing those ultimates. And we've got a couple of ultimate combos for ourselves, which just went absolutely crazy here with the amount of ultimates that have went off. It seems like we need to like team up a few ultimates now, like almost 3 ultimates to make sure we get that team wipe or at least a couple of solid picks that we're looking for. Again, using that melee attack, like I said, we're fighting the Moon Knight and the Cloak and Dagger, but we managed to get out one of them, which is great. Again, helping our group, using the melee. Absolutely wrecked the Cloak and Dagger this time. And we managed to push the point. I'd like to see our Moon Knight and Hawkeye stats at the end of this game because it'd be very interesting to see because that player, Twizzler, has basically changed characters like a million different times. And then Spirizin, or whatever his name is, has got some seriously good ultimate placement, to be honest. So I want to see what their stats are at the end of this game. But again, we managed to block the Agamotto for one of our teammates that were standing behind us, which is great what Mag can do. You want to make sure you pop that out there. Using the team up once again, focusing the Gambit this time. He managed to escape to some extent. And we're trying to do a bit of peeling here, which is a bit of a struggle because Groot moves a bit slower than Mag does. So we're trying our best. Shield our teammate, which is great. Pop our ultimate. I don't know why he popped the ultimate at that point, but he got a pick nonetheless. Or a team assist nonetheless. Pushing up nice and forward now. This is where Mag likes to play. Right in the front line, pushing the team back. Like I said, that secondary fire is so pivotal in making space. Trying to stop the Star-Lord from doing his job. Portal's out of there. You'll probably get a decent pick or two, but our Groot was holding him off too, right? So we actually did really well together. Groot did his job at stopping him, focusing the supports. And we're firing at the team up there just to try and get some damage. And we've got enemy Doctor Strange is right on top of us now, pushing back. He's got the ultimate team up with Gambit. Groot did a good job to block up some of the damage. One of our supports went down with the Eye of Agamotto. Groot's trying to ult, but it got blocked with the shields. Still forcing the push here with Mag and Groot holding that front line. We're still getting healed up by one of our teammates, which is the Gambit. Doing a really, really solid job. Now we've got another tank in the game. So there we have it. That's our player W2 Beck, who goes 32-5 with 11 assists. And we got 9 final hits with that, but our teammates did most of the heavy lifting when it came to like kills and outputting the damage, as we've seen with the ultimate placements. And Groot did a really solid job at blocking the damage, especially of ultimates that were coming in from the enemy team. But we were able to block 35k damage as well. Now, what we noticed from W2 Beck's play, he was trying to snipe enemies with the secondary fire at times when it comes to supports in the backline. We were using the secondary fire again to knock the team back, create that space gap. We were using the shield bubble to bubble our teammates in certain scenarios, and not always though. So there's certain scenarios where it could have been used, and then we were rotating our shield wall to block ultimates, and then also to block damage with our self bubble as well, right? And then obviously when it comes to the ultimates, you want to use them against high DPS ults, like Star-Lord and Punisher, which is exactly what we did. And then, like I said, that was the main part of the team up being used for kind of mainly bursting down the shields of the enemy team to then follow up with our primary and secondary fire. But if you enjoyed this video and you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching.